guys, it's Lynn again. Hopefully you know me by now. So today is RockCrok Day, and the first post I put out in your groups was just talking about the actual RockCrok, how it is a special set of pans and pots, everyday casserole. This is the Dutch oven and an extra large Dutch oven, and the material that they're made from, and how they can actually be converted to work with the base unit to be made into a slow cooker or a crock pot. So RockCrok, crock pot, get it? What's nice about it is that normally with the vessel that goes in your crock pot, you can't really do a lot with that aside from putting it in the base. This is going to allow me to brown onion, garlic, and meat here, put all of my ingredients in, pick it up, and move it right over to the base and turn the slow cooker part on to cook my soup all day. And today we are making, there's something yucky on my counter, sorry. We're making lasagna soup. It's a recipe my husband Brad found, so we're giving that a try today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and we're going to get the heat kind of high because we want to saute some onion and garlic, and then we're going to add into that, I need this too, we'll add into that our meat. Now the recipe calls for 2 pounds of lean ground beef. I always, just my habit, I mix up and I do 1 pound of lean ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork, which is also lean, just to mix up my meat. So fine if you want to, you certainly don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and put some olive oil in the bottom of the RockCrok here to saute my veggies in. And I'm going to unlock and use my manual food processor, turn it here, which I already loaded in with my onion. I just did a really rough big chop and put my garlic cloves down in there. Again, just got them started with a couple quick slices. But I'm going to use the manual food processor to mince these two. So then I kind of check it, and I see I'm getting there. I still have some bigger pieces of garlic and onion, so I want to keep going. You decide how finely you want this all chopped. Perfect, just the way I want it. I'm going to scrape that off because I don't want to lose any of my stuff. And again, I think we've done this once, but it's all dishwasher safe, the manual food processor. Love it. The top you just rinse and wipe clean. All right, so I'll do that later for you guys. Okay, so our heat's coming up here. As soon as we get a little bit warmer, we will be able to show you how I'm going to do this. And I think I'm going to bring you guys over this way. Hopefully you can see. At any rate, sorry about that. I'm working with, I can with my tripod here, but hopefully you can see inside the RockCrok, so you'll be able to kind of see as we take our, and this becomes a prep bowl, the manual food processor container. Actually, there's a lid that comes with it, so if you did make salsa in here, you could just put the lid on and store it in your fridge just like this, so it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna need hot pants too, because the outside's gonna be warm. I really don't think I want to touch it. Well, yeah, it gets warm pretty quickly, look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and put our onion. We have a sizzle. Not quite yet. We're getting there though. So while I'm waiting for this to get a little bit hotter, go ahead and dump this down in. Clean that out. There we go. Just gonna toss my onion and my garlic right down in there to saute that. So for this recipe, after we're done sauteing the onion, garlic, we're gonna add our meats. I'm gonna use the mix and chop to get my meat in there. We're gonna add in 1 can of crushed tomatoes, 1 box, 4 cups of beef stock. I use unsalted beef stock. I think beef stock versus beef broth has better flavor, and the unsalted lets me control how salty it is for health and for taste. And then we do 1 24-ounce jar, sorry, of pasta sauce. I always use, just my preference, I use Classico tomato basil. It's what I make my spaghetti sauce out of, so I'm going to use 1 jar of that today. And then we've got salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning that's going to go in for flavor. I will use the can opener to open my tomatoes. Now this is an off-brand can opener. It works the same as the Pampered Chef one. You crank from the side, the lid has no sharp edge, and it pops right off. It doesn't fall back in your can. Awesome. I just had bought that before starting with Pampered Chef, so I don't have their brand one, but I would recommend getting the Pampered Chef one, obviously. All right, this is starting to heat up now. And then we're gonna let that cook all day on, well, I'm gonna put it on probably high and let it cook till about 5 o'clock tonight in the slow cooker stand for the RockCrok, making it a crock pot. And then towards the end, I'm gonna add in, I've got these mini farfalle. They had a little, I forget what the name of it is. It's in their recipe though, I'm gonna post. But they're like little mini lasagna noodles that looked super duper cute, but I couldn't find them at the store. So I'm gonna use that for my pasta. And then we also add in a little bit of half and half or cream, or you can use whole milk, and some shredded mozzarella cheese. You can mix up your cheese blend, but you kind of do that towards the end after it's cooked all day. So we'll be working on that. So what's nice about this is that my vessel, and it looks small. I had kind of an oval shaped crock pot that I got when I got married that I've used and used and used and used and used, and it looks really rough at this point. It still works, but I thought it was a lot bigger than this. So I filled it with water, my old oblong shaped one, filled it with water, poured the water in here, and this one's slightly smaller, maybe like 2 cups worth of liquid was all that kind of went right up to the very edge. So, but I think this is a really good size to make a good amount of soup or stew. I'll use it for chicken noodle soup here this winter. I'll probably use it depending on what size pork shoulder I get to do pulled pork. But I do have the quick cooker, which hopefully we'll be using later in the week. But I also wanted the RockCrok. I just like the idea that it's another Dutch oven for me to use. It can go right from the stovetop into the slow cooker stand. So lots of benefits to it there. All right, so this is sauteing pretty nicely. The onion's starting to get translucent. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in. Start with my ground pork. There we go. All right, so I have 1 pound of ground pork. So we're gonna put him in. And then I also have my 1 pound of ground beef, lean ground beef. So I use 90-10. Sirloin is another leaner beef. Ground round, ground chuck, that's more of a 70-30 or an 80-20. So a little fattier, which certainly adds to flavor, but I find it becomes really greasy then. So I try to not use that too much. I prefer to stick with these. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my mix and chop. And I just push down and turn, and it breaks my meat right on up. Super easy. Much, much, much easier than trying to break it with a spoon or a spatula, which is what I used to do before I knew that this thing existed and how awesome and amazing it is. There we go. All right. Here, my meat's all broken up. All right, so take a look. And there we go. So as it cooks, I'm going to keep breaking it up. And I'm going to come back, I think, for a part 2 of this video, because you guys don't need to just sit there for like 5-10 minutes while this browns. So let me kind of fast forward this up to when we got the meat all cooked here and we're adding our stuff, and we'll put it in the bottom, okay? But the mix and chop, oh, so easy. How easy that is. All right, we'll be back.